I do want to make sure that we get started and give you guys an opportunity to enjoy some of this weather this evening. My name is Brandon Bowles. I'm the proud principal here at Potomac Senior High School. Well, not here at Potomac, but at Potomac. Again, I just want to thank you guys for taking a little bit of time this evening. Wanted to have an opportunity to go through some Q4 updates and some end of the year updates, just to make sure that all of our students, staff members, our entire community could kind of be on the same page. We had our first virtual town hall back in August. At that virtual town hall, I think we had something like 200 parents and community members there because there was so much anxiousness as we were kind of thinking about how the school year was going to start. And I am proud to say that since then, our teachers and staff members have done a phenomenal job of doing virtual learning first and then pivoting to kind of hybrid concurrent learning, which is where we're at now. And our staff, including our admin team, everybody in the building and otherwise has done a fantastic job of supporting the teaching and learning process throughout the school year while providing appropriate support for our students throughout the school year as well. So first virtual town hall was in August. We had another one in November, and this is our final one today. And so again, we're excited to give you some of our final updates as we continue to kind of flesh out and iron out how these final 9 or 10 weeks are going to look for us. I say that because we've never had a final 9 or 10 weeks like we'll have this year. And so some of this, our admin team and our teacher leaders are hard at work getting the logistics down pat and kind of working through it piece by piece and detail by detail. But it's not a plug and chug operation. It's not like we've seen a school year like this before. And one of the things that we've been very intentional about is making sure that we plan and really put some intentionality towards making this a special school year, especially for our upperclassmen. And so we're putting some added extra emphasis there and looking forward to it. Like I said, my name is Brandon Bowles. I'm the proud principal here. I do want to go through the admin team and give all of our administrators and admin team an opportunity to introduce themselves. And so I'm going to just go one by one and start naming folks. And I'll ask that you just kind of introduce yourself and give your area of supervision if you would. After we do that, we'll talk a little bit about housekeeping. I'll give some quick Q4 updates just in general to let you know kind of the state of the union. And then our administrators will go piece by piece and give some details specific to the areas that they supervise. We won't be long this evening, but when we get to the housekeeping portion, we'll give more details about using that chat, making sure that people know that we got support for our Spanish speakers on the call as well. And so we'll be able to talk about that in just a moment. All right. So with no further ado, let me allow the admin team to introduce themselves, starting with who's at the top of my screen, Mr. Stan Parker. So Mr. Parker, would you unmute and introduce yourself really quickly?
Hello, my name is Stanley Parker. I'm head of security at Potomac Senior High School. Welcome to the meeting, and if you have any questions for me, I'm here to answer them.
Thank you, Mr. Parker. Ms. Wright?
Yes. Hello, everyone, and good evening. I'm Natalie Wright, School Counseling Director, and I supervise, of course, the counseling department. Would just like to let you all know that counselors have been the past couple of weeks or past month reaching out to students, gathering course requests, and we're still working on that. And if you haven't seen us, please be on the lookout through your email so that you can finalize your course requests for next school year.
Thank you, Ms. Wright. Ms. Hodge, would you do us the honor, Ms. Hodge?
Hi, everybody. I am Mrs. Hodge. I'm Mr. Bowles' assistant. And if you ever have any questions or you want to talk to him, you can just call me.
Thank you, Ms. Hodge. She left out that she is an alumnus of Potomac Senior High School. So glad to have Ms. Hodge aboard, of course. And Ms. Mahalchek, if you would unmute and introduce yourself as well.
Good evening. My name is Hillary Mahalchik. I'm a teacher on special assignment at Potomac. I am the department chair for special education, supervise gifted learners, and work with Ms. Cotton with the Cambridge program. And I'm a Potomac alumni.
All right. All right. Thanks for joining us this evening, Ms. Mahalchik. And now let's go through our assistant principals, and we'll just go by class here. I'll ask for the assistant principals to unmute and to introduce themselves and talk about the class that they supervise and also their areas of supervision. So we'll start with the 9th grade administrator, Miss Norwood. If you would unmute and introduce yourself.
Good evening, Potomac family. I am Mrs. Stacy Norwood. I do supervise the 9th grade freshman class this year. I also supervise social studies, our English language department, as well as our career and technical education departments. I am always available. My door is always open. My phone is always available. Please call me if you have any concerns with your freshman students.
Thank you, Miss Norwood. Miss Sadler?
Hi, I am Lorraine Sadler. I'm the 10th grade administrator. I supervise English, special ed, music, and family and consumer science. And although I am not an alumni of Potomac, I feel like I am because my whole career has been at Potomac. This is my 36th year, and it is my honor to work with you and your students.
Thank you, Miss Sadler. Over the 11th grade class, Miss Regina Nash.
Good evening. I am Regina Nash, and I supervise not only the junior class, but the departments I supervise are health and PE, math, and world languages. Let me see what else. That is about it. I'm not a Potomac alumni. I've been at Potomac for 6 years now. But I've been in Prince William County since 2004, so 17 years. So I am also excited, always excited to work with our students at Potomac.
Thank you, Miss Nash. And over the senior class, our graduating seniors, the class of 2021, is Miss Christina Cotton. Miss Cotton? If you would unmute, Miss Cotton, if you would unmute.
I am so sorry. Hello, I'm
Good.
Christina Cotton. I am over the 12th grade class, the senior class this year, Go 2021. So I also supervise our science department, our library, and our art department, and I am the administrator over our Cambridge Advanced Academic Program. So if you have any questions in those areas, please always feel free to reach out to me via email or phone, and I'm happy to help you. I am going to do a quick side note. I see that somebody put into our comments about the logging on to the meeting tonight. The school has moved to authenticated links. So if you do have somebody who's trying to get on, they may have to use their student's email address as it's already been authenticated by the county.
Thank you for that, Ms. Cotton. To Ms. Cotton's point, it's hard to kind of to stay on top of some of the security and permissions updates that are really changing daily. I know that the county's doing everything they can to make these Zoom sessions as secure and as safe as possible for kids. You know, obviously our high schoolers included, but also, I mean, we have obviously elementary age students, and we want to make sure that the Zoom sessions are as secure a space as possible. And so I apologize if there have been any delays, but to Ms. Cotton's point, if you have to use your student's login, please feel free. Or if you have to communicate with any of your colleagues, please let them know that. All right. Hey, as I just scrolled through while people were introducing themselves, I was just scrolling through the pictures and the names that I see here, and I see several Potomac staff members here who I don't have the time to list them all, but all of our Potomac staff members, if you would just give us a wave, all of the staff members who I see here from Potomac, teachers, staff members, thank you for joining. Spirit fingers there from Miss T. Thank you for joining us this evening. So let's do a couple of housekeeping notes. And again, afterwards, we'll dive right into a little bit of a truncated schedule here where the admin team will be giving a couple of points of clarification and updates of each area. So let's start with housekeeping. So looks like you guys are already good with this, but please, if you haven't already, feel free to use the chat feature. If you have questions about things being presented, our admin team will be checking that chat box to make sure that we're answering as much as we can as the night goes on. So stay engaged in that chat box and ask any burning questions that you'd like to there. And also, I think I saw Miss Ortega and Miss Figueroa and Miss Gardner. Let me keep looking for pictures. Okay. So I see some of them here as well. And they have been so gracious as to be here to offer us some Spanish speaking support as well. Would you guys just wave, Miss Figueroa, Miss Ortega? Okay, Miss Gardner is here somewhere. Thank you guys so much for taking some time. And so please, if the question needs to be posed in Spanish or for critical pieces of information, you'll see them just dropping nuggets of information in there in Spanish just to make sure that we're communicating clearly this evening. All right?
Mr. Bowles, Ms. Bankert is on as well.
Did Ms. Bankert join? I see her, Ms. Bankert. Okay, I'm sorry, we were circling back to you, so I'm happy that you made it in. I told them that you were running between meetings, so thank you for making a couple seconds for us. Ms. Bankert, if you could just take a second to introduce yourself and your areas of supervision, that'd be great. Give it a try, Ms. Bankert.
Oh, there it goes. Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you for excusing my tardiness. I'm trying to run another meeting at the same time. But my name is Melissa Bankert. I am the Director of Student Activities here at Potomac. I am also a Potomac grad. I've been in the county. I think this is my 23rd year in the county and excited for almost all of it to have been a Panther. This year, I am also assisting Ms. Norwood with supervising the business department. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, athletics, activities, or business.
Thanks again, Ms. Bankert. And again, I know that you're running between meetings, so thank you for putting in the extra effort there. Well, folks, I'm going to do some quick updates of Q4 and kind of where we're at. Again, kind of a state of the union, and then I'm going to bounce back to go into our admin team who are going to give you some specific details for some of the areas that they supervise and are providing some oversight and guidance for. So Ms. Bankert will be back in just a moment, as a matter of fact. So stick with us, Ms. Bankert. I'm going to ask that she goes first. So we returned to in-person learning, guys, back in February on the 25th. So since the 25th, about 27% of our students have elected to come back in person for learning, which of course leaves about 73% who are remaining virtual. So that's where we're at today. We have about 500 of our students who come in person or who have elected for in person. Again, under the 50-50 model, that means that we have right around 200, no more than 250 in the building or so a day. And so that's kind of the state of the union as far as our virtual versus in-person enrollment. Just recently for Q4, which just started after spring break, we added with that last election about 70 more students to come back in person for instruction. Each of those in-person students is seeing their teacher in person 2 days a week and logging in from home 2 days a week. Most of our students are either Tuesday, Thursday, or Wednesday, Friday students, and we do have some of our high need students coming in all Tuesday through Friday. Mondays remain virtual, and I think that our teachers have commented, our staff members, our students for that matter, have commented on the value of having that virtual Monday to kind of get caught up and to take a deep breath and to use those office hours with intentionality. And so we're continuing with the virtual Mondays, and we continue to refine our instructional practices. Our teachers are working in teacher teams to come to consensus on the most important and critical understandings for each unit of instruction. We continue to use flexible office hours and retake strategies to make sure that students aren't penalized for this crazy set of circumstances that we're working with. We use our student results from summative assessments to see areas of strength and to see areas of deficit and to make sure that students have an opportunity to address those deficits and to do a retake of their summative assignments, because our goal is for student mastery and student success. And so we're continuing with that. And of course, in-person learning has been paying some huge dividends for us. For our students who have come back in person, we've noticed, I guess it's been a reminder to us that there is no substitute for that human connection, for reminding students of giving them some direct feedback right there in person, reminding students to submit things, being able to give them more consistent feedback. We've noticed that that's been really helpful for our in-person students, and so we've been really pleased with that. As we close out the year, our end of the year budget plans include 5 key areas where we're looking at kind of dedicating and earmarking funds budget-wise. We're earmarking funds for academics, the largest chunk is going towards academics. That includes things like books, opportunities to kind of upgrade departments and make sure the departments have the tools that they need to be successful, especially in this virtual environment in the future. We're also earmarking money for facilities and grounds upgrades. We're earmarking some funds for clubs and activities to make sure that they're in a good position to continue with their success. We've had, even in this crazy school year, we've had tons of success with our athletic teams and club programs throughout the school year. We've earmarked money for graduation and student recognition. So a good chunk of change is being directed towards making sure that our students are recognized and that we have funds to make sure that the students have some special things on their way out. And then lastly, we set aside some money for staff recognition as well. So it's certainly been a whirlwind of a school year, but even with that being said, there's been lots of success that's taken place this school year. And so anytime we have a meeting like this, I always try to make sure that we have an opportunity to hear from one of our student leaders. And we are thrilled to be joined by one of the first students who I met when I came on board here at Potomac. Connor Bassett is here with us. And I want to give Connor just a minute or two to tell us about the experience that they've had here at the school and how this school year has gone for Connor. So Connor, take it away.
Hello, I am Connor. I am not yet an alumni of Potomac as I graduate this year. I am a member of our choir, our marching band, and our theater, and I'm also the president of our Tri-M Club. Things are actually going kind of all right for this school year. My grades have been getting better. My productivity's been getting better, and it's really been a lot of help having things like the virtual Mondays. Our office hours are so consistent, and our teachers have been so flexible, and I'm so grateful to them. And of course, there's also been work on my half getting time management skills to improve. All in all, I'm really excited, and I'm really proud of my last 3 years at Potomac, and I'm excited to go out with a bang, despite everything that's happened this year.
Well, big shout out to Connor. Connor, you're making us all proud. Connor won't say this, but I will. This has been academically the most successful school year that Connor has had. I believe for every quarter so far, Connor's earned nothing but, Connor?
They've been straight A's.
All right. So Connor's earned straight A's, several of them in some of the most difficult courses that we offer, including our ACE Math 2, our dual enrollment English class, and other courses as well. So big shout out to Connor for the hard work she's putting in. Well done and great job. All right, so with that being said, I do want to hop right into kind of the meat and potatoes here, guys. Again, our admin team is going to come back and give you some quick updates on a couple of key and critical areas, including athletics, testing, graduation, student attendance and parent advocacy help. We'll talk about scheduling, and we'll talk about advisory updates as well, and do some shout outs and get us out the door towards the end. So we are going to get started with Ms. Bankert. Ms. Bankert, again, is our Director of Student Activities, and she's going to give us some updates on athletics and activities. So Ms. Bankert.
Yes, hello. We are very excited to get our spring sports season underway, not only because we had really awesome and successful experiences with our fall and winter sports, but because our spring sports athletes missed out on their whole season last year. So we are really excited to get them back out on the field this spring. Tryouts start on April the 12th, which is actually Monday. If you need information about tryout times, dates for baseball, softball, girls, boys tennis, girls and boys lacrosse, girls and boys soccer, track or crew, you can see the athletics website, and that will give you the information about the paperwork that's necessary to try out, the date and the time and location of where the tryouts should be. So make sure you see that, and that's the Potomac Athletics website, www.potomacathletics.net. Potomac Athletics is also hosting a fundraiser next week at the Chipotle down in Daniel Stewart Square. So that's going to be Tuesday, April 13th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. You can actually do your ordering in-store or online, so you can use either one. If you do order in the store, please make sure you mention Potomac High School or take the flyer with you. If you order online, there is a promo code that you can find on the athletics website. The flyer and the promo code to order online are both on the athletics website. So check that out and come out and support Potomac Athletics. We would love to see you. The next thing that we have is we are still selling spirit wear. We do have spirit wear for sale on our athletics website as well. The www.potomacathletics.net. There is a ribbon up at the top that will say sideline store, and that will take you to some of our latest and greatest in spirit wear.
Thank you, Ms. Bankert. Anything else? I didn't cut you off, did I?
Nope.
Okay. Again, want to thank Ms. Bankert. This has been a really squirrely school year for our athletics in particular. Our seasons got flip-flopped. We started with winter sports and then went fall sports, and now we're back to spring sports. The guidance that we've received from the state in regards to capacity and entry and things like that has been very erratic. Certainly we're trying to keep health and safety in mind, but it's been difficult for us as a school system and as a school, of course, to kind of stay on top of that and make sure that we're doing right by our school community. And so I want to commend Ms. Bankert. She's kind of running a solo mission there to keep us on track on the athletic side, or at least quarterbacking that. So well done, and thank you for all that you're doing, and we're looking forward to the spring season. All right, we're going to quickly move along to Ms. Cotton. Ms. Cotton is going to give us some updates on testing, graduation updates, and then also just anything in regards to academic interventions as well. So Ms. Cotton.
Hello. So a little bit of update regarding our SOL testing. We sent a survey out to our parents. And we apologize if the survey didn't reach some parents. We used any and all email addresses in the hub for our students and their parents. So if any of those email addresses have not been put in or were put in incorrectly, we apologize. Please let us know. We have concluded the survey, and at this particular point, we are now building our SOL calendar of exactly what dates the students will take their SOL test, and we will send that information out to the students. And what is going to happen is the students will receive an email from Miss Sadler, and the first name we usually don't say, but it will be Connor Sadler, just so you don't mistake him with our awesome Lorraine Sadler. And that email, she is running our testing, and she's doing an amazing job. And so she will send every student who opted in to test the details of their tests, the details of their transportation, the times they need to be there, and everything it entails. So if you have any questions regarding SOL testing, please feel free to reach out to me, and I will do the best I can to help you. We also are moving forward with our Cambridge and AP testing. The students for Cambridge testing will be contacted through their Cambridge classes just to be aware of the dates that they'll be testing and when they should be coming in for their Cambridge test. It is the same with the AP testing. If your student is an advanced placement student taking AP courses, it will be slightly different in that AP has given us a directive that some of their tests will be digital, so the students will take them at home, while some are paper only, so the students will have to come in to take those. And again, any questions you have about testing, just send me an email, give me a phone call, and I am happy to clear up any information or questions for you. Graduation, I know that's the big hot topic, as it should be. We are very proud of our seniors. We cannot wait to celebrate them. So we have been given our directive, and we will be moving forward with graduation at Jiffy Lube Live on June 5th, which is a Saturday at 2 p.m. We will have a lot of information coming your way for our senior parents and our seniors. So please stay on that 2021 Canvas page. I'm posting everything I can in our announcements so I can keep everybody up to date. I'm also posting it on our school website under updates. So if you just go to the main school website under updates, everything that is being put on that Canvas 2021 page is also being put in updates. Some information is being emailed out as well. But again, if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me via phone or email, and I'm happy to help. We do have the deadline is tomorrow, close of business, to order cap and gown units. So if you have not ordered your cap and gown, or you haven't ordered it for your senior, please feel free to move ahead and do that. If you need help with any of the links on how to do it, I'm happy to help you, but also please check those 2 locations, the website and the Canvas page, and all the links are on there as well. So that's kind of what's happening in our world of testing and graduation. And if you have questions for me, as our other APs move on into updating you with more information, if you throw them in the chat box, I'll do my best to answer them as quickly as possible.
Thank you, Ms. Cotton, and thank you for all your hard work with coordinating senior year activities. I know that Ms. Teet has been helping out quite a bit there as well.
And Ms. Martin, Ms. Teet and Ms. Martin, our senior sponsors.
Yep, all of our senior class sponsors, Ms. Teet, Ms. Martin, Ms. Hodge, everybody. It's really all hands on deck to make sure that our seniors are having a memorable close to their high school career. So thank you all for that. All right, moving right along, we have Ms. Nash to talk to us about student attendance, parent advocacy, and of course, juniors who are transitioning to senior year next year. So Ms. Nash.
Okay, the first thing I wanted to talk about was attendance. We do want to make sure that parents understand our new attendance procedures. Since we are trying to keep students and staff healthy and safe, we're moving towards paperless attendance process. Ms. Connor Sadler serves as our attendance secretary. So we, let me get this chat box out of the way. So we have her, I worked with her and she came up and developed some things that would help out our office and our secretaries working with the students, as well as with your students and you being able to be safe when you come to check out students or whatever the case may be. So first and foremost, please send all attendance communications via email to your child's grade level secretary. So the grade level secretary would be whatever their administrator secretary. So if it's 9th grade, that would be, who's 9th this year? Miss Norwood, that would be Miss Covington. 10th grade would be Miss Satchel. 11th grade would be Miss Stroy, and 12th would be Miss Bella. So it's the same as you would call for anything else. So just make sure you're emailing that information for absences, late arrivals, early dismissals. In the email, please just include your child's name, their attendance request. I'm reading my notes, so I'm looking at another screen. The brief explanation of the request and the date and time, if available, of the date and time you're going to pick them up or they were late, whatever the case may be. But just we need that information to be sure that we document it for the works or a doctor's office or from any type of appointment. You can just take a quick screenshot of that note or documentation, or you can, and then you can attach it to your email, okay? Once we receive the email, we process it as quickly as we can. Usually, Ms. Sadler is on it very quickly, so usually she gets it done within the same day, but at least allow us the full 24 to 48 hours. If you have an early dismissal, it used to be that kids would bring in the early dismissal note and we would follow up and then we would give them the pass. So now we just ask that you email, again, the the administrator secretary for the same day dismissal. We will contact you via phone. The secretaries will ask you questions that you should know the answers to about your child to verify that it is you that they're speaking to. And then they will process that early dismissal so that when it's time for the student to leave, they can just walk down to the main office and sign out and leave. Okay. That's for attendance. Any prearranged absences, you would need to contact the administrator or the administrator secretary, and we can process that as well. If it is a sudden dismissal that you need to come and pick your child up and you didn't have time to let us know ahead of time, you can come up to the school. You can give us a call from your car The secretary will ask you questions that you should be able to answer, and they will process that dismissal via telephone. And then we just ask that you park in one of the visitors parking spots, not in the circle of the front door, but in the visitors parking spot, and then your child will come out to you. Okay. Laptops. We are currently in the process of replacing all of our older laptops. We received enough new laptops for every student in the building. So we want to make sure that every student receives a device. But we want them to get the newer ones, because the older ones, the warranties are running out. And also because we're going to be doing a share program with the elementary schools, and they want us to give the elementary schools or the older devices as well. Okay, so we want our older students to have the ones that have more of the warranty, which is better for our students, because if something happens at home, and we have had those situations already, if it's covered under warranty, then you won't be responsible for paying for that device. Okay, so we would much rather our warranties not run out for the devices. So the older devices, the yellow tag number, there's a yellow 6-digit tag number on the devices. If that device starts with a 4 or a 5, then that's an older device, and the student should bring it in or bring it up to the school to exchange it for a new device. We will be doing the exchange on Monday, this coming Monday, April 12th. We're going to do 2 time frames so that we have a morning and an afternoon. So we'll be doing it from 8 to 10 in the morning, and then again from 4 to 6 in the evening. Okay, so we have 2 hours in the morning that you can come, a 2-hour window, 8 to 10, and a 2-hour window in the afternoon, in the evening, 4 to 6. And you just bring the device along with the cord, pull up to door 34, and we will take the old device and give you a new one, and then we'll send you down to the staff parking lot where you can log in. So it is best to bring your child, because it's better if they log in before you leave campus, and our Wi-Fi works best in our teacher parking lot. So they can log in, and we'll give you all the instructions to do that. Okay. As far as junior class, I know the big question is, are we having a prom? No, of course, we're not having a prom, because we wouldn't be able to do the type of prom that we would like for our kids. With the social distancing, we had a division-wide committee that I was on, and we just decided even to follow the governor's orders, there was not really much we could do that wouldn't kind of overlap with graduation. So we are working on some activities for our upperclassmen in place of the prom, so that they at least have something to remember this year by, as if they don't have enough to remember this year by, but we're gonna give them a celebration that they could at least remember. So we are working on something in place of prom. So please let your students know that. Also, we're in the process of raising money for our senior year. Hopefully it'll be a little more normal than it was this year for them. But we are doing fundraisers. We've been doing a few here and there all year, so we can raise money, so we can have enough money in our account to do some great things and some fun things. And if it does happen that we're not able to have a little bit more normalcy next year, then at least we'll have some money to get them some great gifts. So we're working on that as well. Lastly, you might have seen that we just worked with a company to run a mock SAT. I recognize some of the names up here as someone who participated in that. If your child did participate in that, if you could give me shoot me an email and let me know how it went for your child, what you thought about the process, because we would like to give the students this opportunity again for a future SAT test, but if it didn't work for our students, we don't want to offer it again. So I would appreciate some feedback if your child did participate in that mock SAT. If we run it again, you will see that more information come out. And lastly, please, please, please encourage your juniors and probably this is the sentiment of all the APs, we do have Canvas pages for each grade level where we post lots of announcements for every kid, for every student in the class. They do have to accept the invite to that Canvas page. So in the senior page, I believe, Ms. Cotton, correct me if I'm wrong, but the senior page and the junior page, we invited parents as well. So parents and students are able to view our Canvas pages.
Yes.
Sophomores and freshmen, I don't know if the parents have the access yet, or were given access, but juniors and seniors, we really wanted them, the parents, to have that access because so much goes on junior and senior year.
Absolutely.
And we have a ton more announcements than the sophomores and the juniors. So
yes, as a matter of fact, I was going to ask Ms. Nash if you could just throw in that we are having cap and gown pickup from Jostens Monday, April 12th from 2 to 6 p.m. at door 35, which is just one up from door 34. So if you have ordered and paid in full for your cap gown announcements and all the goodies, we will be handing them out on Monday, April 12th from 2 to 6 p.m. Sorry. Back to you.
Which is the same time as the laptop distribution. So it'll just be one line, but everything goes really quickly. I mean, it's just a pull up, we throw things at you and you just keep moving. So, but all of that information was sent through the Canvas pages as well. So please join those. That's it for me.
Thank you, Ms. Nash, for all that information. That's really valuable. We're about to move into talking about scheduling and planning for next year. But before Ms. Wright kind of talks to us a little bit about where we're at for scheduling for next year, I do want to kind of, while we're talking upperclassmen and events for this school year to celebrate our students, I do want to give Ms. Teet, I see Ms. Teet here with us, and she is one of our senior class sponsors and one of our phenomenal English teachers.
The most phenomenal. I think you meant to say that. Yeah, no, that's okay. I didn't mean to correct you, but yeah. I think we can all agree.
I need Ms. Golnick and Ms. Martin and Mr. Fry on this call to back me up. But I do want to give Ms. Teet, her and her team have done a phenomenal job of planning several events aimed at making sure that our upperclassmen have some special moments. We know that we play a role in that, and we want to provide them with a platform to have some of those special moments. And so Ms. Teet can talk to us all about some of the tentative plans that we already have in place and kind of make sure that we're all in the same zip code as far as what to expect there. So Ms. Teet, if you don't mind.
Yeah, if I may briefly first, look who's coming into the meeting right now. I just wanted to, for the parents online right now, is just to, give say thank you. I know you guys have been extremely patient with everything that's going on, wanting to make this senior year for your students, for your child, the best that it can be despite all the circumstances. And I think one of the holding patterns we were in right now is figuring out above my pay grade, the graduation. Now that we have the date, we can move forward with, oh, hi, Mr. Fry, you can speak to that. We've got starting May 8th, Mr. Fry, do you want to tell them about the drive-in that we literally just yesterday or on Friday before spring break had planned or have planned for for our seniors?
Yeah, so we just got put this first deposit down on it. So we are in the process of planning logistics, working on getting a movie license. We've mapped out the area where it's going to go, and then we're going to begin to do ticket sales. Hi, Lisa. All of those things. So we are in the logistics. So more information is going to come, but there is definitely something coming down the pipeline. So it's not quite ready for, the public yet to get everything so they know what to do, but there will be things in the next couple of weeks for sure.
We also have, like I said, once we got that graduation date set up, kind of the floodgates have opened now. So we also, I believe the date's not set in stone because we also have college decision day coming up, I think May 1st. So we're going to be working with counselors. And now that we're doing the Jiffy Lube, we also are planning, I believe, right around May 15th. Again, we're doing a drive-by. So we haven't worked out the title of Senior Celebration, where we'll be handing out finally all their cool swag and having the cars decorated. So all of that, that's literally what we've been doing pretty much every day this week. So I just wanted you guys to know, including my seniors, that it's coming down. It's not that we forgot about you guys or don't want to celebrate. We just needed to kind of get some, and it's also resources. We unfortunately have not been able to fundraise, once the year stopped last year. So we were trying to be careful with our money, pretty much because we didn't know what kind of graduation, and there was no way we were not going to be able to give you guys really the best celebration we can for 500 seniors. So I just want you guys to be aware that even if it didn't always seem like that throughout the year, we always kept in mind that this is what we were planning on doing. And if it's okay with Mr. Bowles, I'd like to just tell the seniors that they don't really have to do any more work after April 29th. Are we okay with that? Seniors? Yeah. Okay, so raise your, I'm just teasing seniors.
Wait,
Mr. Bowles, I'm just teasing. We talked about you, they got to finish strong. You guys are this close to being done. So I just wanted you guys to know that we're really looking forward to be able celebrating all your accomplishments, all your hard work. Stay strong, finish strong, seniors. You are almost there. So thank you. Sorry, Mr. Bowles, I'm just teasing. Seniors, you know me.
I think you raised my heart rate. I think I had a cup of coffee for after this, and I don't think I need it anymore.
The seniors know better. They do. So
thank you.
Oh,
Ms.
you wouldn't
P.
mind, Norman. Okay, good. Yeah, nice try, guys. I tried. Just teasing.
Thank you, Ms. Teet, and thank you to all of our class sponsors. I also see Ms. Golnick and Mr. Fry, who help with our leadership classes as well.
Absolutely.
They've been doing a ton of work to help coordinate and plan for lots of cool opportunities and activities for our students. We're going to talk a little bit later on about kind of the timeline and what the expectation is as far as continuing with the student work and making sure that we sprint through the finish line. But for our seniors, we do want to make sure that you do have some enjoyable moments on the way out. And so we are going to be planning for that. So thanks again for all of our admin and teacher leaders who are helping to coordinate that. All right, Ms. Wright, the floor is yours to talk to us about scheduling and all things school counseling for next year.
Okay, good afternoon, good evening again. As I stated in the beginning, I'm Natalie Wright and I'm over the school counseling department. And school counselors have been working with students on course registration, not beginning, but we started in late February. And we began working with the juniors or 11th graders through US history classes. We saw those kids individually through breakout rooms in their Zoom, in their actual classes on scheduled days. Once we completed our junior classroom visits, we moved to our sophomore 10th graders and 9th graders through PE classes. And again, we saw those students through breakout rooms during their scheduled PE classes on those designated days. So we're starting to wrap up those classroom visits, and counselors are now trying to track down those students who weren't present those days or who did not respond or submit the Google form link. So if your child still has not worked with their counselor on their course request for next year, please reach out to them, you or the student, via email, and we will get that taken care of quickly, because these decisions greatly determine our staffing and our budget for next year. So we're all really on a kind of strict timeline now to wrap this process up.
Thank you, Ms. Wright. And just to kind of reemphasize some of the stuff that she said there, folks, if you have questions or concerns about the 2021 scheduling, or if you have questions or concerns about graduation status for your seniors, part of the reason why we're having this meeting, maybe the most important reason why we're having this virtual town hall, is now is the time for action there. Please, 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 you're hearing this from me as the principal, please do not wait until a week or two before graduation to put your antennas up in regards to how your student is progressing or whether they've met their graduation requirements or on track for that. I can tell you that is the biggest indicator of heartbreak for our seniors who are looking forward to graduation, is waiting until the 11th hour to try to get all of these requirements knocked out, as opposed to taking action now. So again, not just for our seniors, for all of our students, if you have questions about your schedule for next year, if you have questions about graduation status or grades or anything like that, now is the time for action. Do not let it go past April 15th and still have questions kind of hanging out there in the wind, okay? Seniors, students, I saw some students in the chat. Students, parents, work with me on that if you would, please. Now is the time for action there, and I'm confident that our staff members, administrators, counselors, we can work with you to put solution plans in place right now. I can't say that a month from now, okay? All right, thanks again, Ms. Wright, for that information. I do want to give Ms. Norwood an opportunity just to give us a couple of quick bullet points about our advisory program, which is completely virtual this year. But we thought it was so important to make sure that our kids had support for mental health, mental well-being, social and emotional support, that we wanted to provide something. Knowing that it's not perfect, we wanted to provide something to make sure that our kids were supported. I'm sorry for stepping on your toes, Ms. Norwood, but Ms. Norwood has some details there in regards to our virtual advisory this year. So Ms. Norwood.
Sorry about that, I was muted. Just to piggyback on what Mr. Bowles was saying, yes, we started an advisory class period the year before this past school year. And if you look on your children's or your students' schedule, you will see they have an 8th period advisory class. And that is what we are speaking of. The advisory class is when we were in the building in a normal school year, it's built into their class period, their schedule, so that they can see an advisory teacher at least every 8 to 10 days. And that teacher served as an extra body in the building for support for the students to be able to go to and learn from. And it does focus on your social and emotional learning, as well as just common subjects that students deal with on a daily basis, from anywhere from bullying to how to handle stressful situations. And there's a whole slew of things that we try to cover in those advisory courses. This school year, it has looked totally different. Everything has been virtual, and we haven't required a lot of their time at all. For third quarter, we have given each grade level 2 modules to work on, and we actually just extended the deadline until April 30th. So please encourage your students to log in to those modules and to complete them. It should not take them a lot of time. We would also like to reward students who take that extra effort, because this is not mandatory. It is completely voluntary for them to do this. So we do want to make sure they're rewarded, because they have said, well, I see the need for this. And last quarter, we had some students get involved, and I interviewed quite a few of them, and their response was, well, I remember how it was when we were in class, and I enjoyed it, and my teacher was good, and we had great discussions. That's why I decided to do it. So please speak with your students about these modules. They might not have brought them up to you. So please ask them about the advisory and how that's going for them. We do anticipate, when we're back in the building, we're going to continue with this. It's a good part. It's an integral part of development for our teenagers. So it is something that will be continued once we're back in the building. It may have to look a little different. We're working on that, and we will be more information will be forthcoming about how it will look next school year. And if you have any questions about advisory, I do lead the committee. We have several teachers on the committee who work on selecting these modules, who talk through what they believe is best for each grade level. We try to mold it so that it's important for that level of learning, for a 9th grader, for a 10th grader, for 11th or 12th grader, depending on what grade they're in. So we work together on a monthly basis, and we will continue to do so. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Norwood, for that information there. Well, guys, as I look in the chat, I see lots of questions have been asked and lots of questions have been answered. I do want to give our admin team and just kind of do round robin real quick to see if anybody had anything kind of pricked as we were going through some of the talking points there. And so, Ms. Nash, I see a hand there. So Ms. Nash, anything to add?
Yes, I forgot to mention Rising Stars with our positive behavior committee that we have. We are still recognizing Rising Stars. We had students for second quarter. We recognized our first quarter Rising Stars with a drive-through, come and pick up breakfast, come and pick up your certificate. We didn't have as many people participate as we would have liked to have had. But we still nominated students, and we had second quarter winners whom we were in the midst of trying to plan how to celebrate them in a way that would be more meaningful than just driving up to the school. So we are continuing. I saw that was a question in the chat. So we are continuing with that. We are currently looking for our second quarter and third quarter Rising Stars together. So if your child was a Rising Star for second quarter or becomes a Rising Star for third quarter, then you will be getting more information about that here soon. We have a meeting, I believe, next week on the 12th or sometime next week. It'll either be Monday when they're scheduled, or we may have to do it later in the week. That was it.
Thank you. Anybody else from the admin team have anything to add before we start putting the landing gear down on the evening? All right. Well, let me just kind of share this with you, and you guys let me know, admin team, if I'm missing anything. But you know me, I like to provide a little bit of a checklist for our parents who are joining us this evening. And so a couple of things to take away from this meeting. First, and highlighted here, parents, please log into Parent View weekly to check student grades and attendance. Maybe I should underline this attendance word. We've recognized here in the last couple of weeks, guys, that when we were in the building, the fourth quarter with spring weather kind of coming along, we've noticed that historically attendance in the springtime sometimes dropped a little bit. Well, if you can believe it, in the virtual world, we're still seeing some attendance slippage here in the spring season. And so really important that our students, to Ms. Teet's point earlier, finish the school year strong. It's critical that you not take, many students are right there on the edge as far as passing or not passing a course. And I'd hate for fourth quarter negligence to be the reason why you don't finish a course, or even worse, that you don't graduate. So for all of our parents, for all of our students, please check Parent View weekly and make sure that attendance remains a priority. I can tell you this, that consequences for not following the attendance protocols and expectations remains in place throughout the school year on our side. So I also highlighted here, schedule a meeting with your counselor if necessary. Again, we have scheduled office hours just for that. So if you need to take some time to schedule some time with your counselor, please do. I also put down here to go to the athletics website to complete paperwork for spring sports. There's the link to the athletics website, again, PotomacAthletics.net. Lots of information there. I made note of our Chipotle fundraiser on April 13th. Be sure to use the code. It's a Potomac fundraiser. That's right there at Stewart Square. So please participate in that. And senior parents, order your cap and gowns using jostens.com by the end of the day tomorrow. It's really a painless process going online, and Jostens has done a nice job of making it really user-friendly, their website. So please check out that website. And I believe Ms. Cotton mentioned this earlier, but she's just an email or a phone call away if you have any questions. But again, as we start planning for graduation and all that comes along with that, I don't want for cap and gown purchases to be a reason why any student is not participating. All right. All right, we are in the final stretch here, and you guys know that during these virtual town halls, we always take time to recognize some of the phenomenal parents who we have doing phenomenal things in and throughout the school. So I do want to give Ms. Sadler, who helps coordinate our continuous improvement plan committee and helps us to kind of celebrate phenomenal teachers and staff members throughout the building, and also helps us to celebrate phenomenal parents. I do want to give Ms. Sadler an opportunity to recognize a couple of our parents. Ms. Sadler?
Thank you. So as Mr. Bull said, during the year, we do recognize our teachers for all their outstanding efforts that they do on behalf of the students. We recognize our students for their outstanding achievements. And we know that none of this would be possible without the support of you parents. And we just appreciate you so much. So I want to give 2 shout outs today. The first one is Tiffany Taylor, who is our PTSO president, mom to Anaya in 10th grade and senior here. Thank you so much for the leadership that you provide to the Potomac Panther community. You give freely of your time, you support our classes, and we just want to thank you so much and let you know how much we appreciate you. Mr. Bowles, are you able to share what we will be giving Tiffany?
Bam. Can you guys see that? I hope you can.
Perfect. So yes, thank you. So Potomac shirt, a Potomac mask, and then a Potomac water bottle with our 3 R's, rigor, relationships, and results, which is what we strive for every day. I also want to give a shout out to Deborah Colston, mom to Morgan, 10th grade. Deborah, thank you so much for being such an active and supporting parent. Again, we know we couldn't do what we do without our parents. And I think you get the award because you have logged in to Parent View close to 300 times. And that in itself is a huge recognition. So thank you so much for being our partners on Morgan's journey here through Potomac. And again, we just want to let you know that we appreciate you so much. And the t-shirt, the mask, and the water bottle, you guys can pick them up in the front office at your convenience. So a huge shout out for all you do on behalf of our staff and our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sadler, for that. And congratulations to Ms. Colston and Ms. Taylor. You guys are doing phenomenal stuff. We appreciate your advocacy and your support as parents. And of course, we appreciate everybody who took the time to join us this evening. So kudos to every single one of I see tons of students here. Big shout out to our students who made it this evening. Great job. And we are so proud of you guys. Make sure that you finish strong and know that we're here to support you along the way as we finish out the school year. And again, big shout out to our parents and our community members in general. We are about 9 weeks away from the end of the school year, so please take advantage of every single day. I was just telling a student today, she was saying that she struggled in a class. She's been struggling in a class and she's trying to turn it around. And it's important to recognize that, with 9 weeks left, there's still more than enough time for you to turn this thing around and to work with your teacher. We want you to succeed. We want you to succeed. Now, you're going to have to do your part, but we want you to succeed. And so the trick is that you can't let any days go by and not make any progress towards that. We're at a place now where the clock is ticking. So parents, again, we appreciate your time. Admin team, thank you for everything. All of our staff members who I see, thank you again for taking your time off contract to be here and to help us out this evening. We are so excited about what the final few weeks of the school year have for us. And please know that all of our staff members are just an email away if you have any questions. And at this time, I'm going to close us on out and say thank you for all that you're doing and have a fantastic evening. Bye, guys.